Welcome to WeddingMinister.tv, the only show on the internet pioneered to help you along the road to success, love, and happiness in your life and marriage. Hello, I'm your host, Reverend Dale Curtis, and thank you for watching this edition of WeddingMinister.tv. This show is sponsored by CapeFearWeddingMinister.com, an ordained, non-denominational wedding minister serving couples who plan to have their exciting destination wedding in or around Wilmington, North Carolina. To get free copies of wedding vows, information about how to get your North Carolina wedding license, and wedding day quotes for the bride and groom, enter your name and email address at CapeFearWeddingMinister.com. Now in this episode we're going to talk about step number 1 of the wedding planning process. It's the biggest mistake couples make, and where they create unnecessary stress for their families, vendors, and themselves. The mistake is they plan backwards. Many couples start with a want list. With great excitement and abandon, they decide on all the things they want for the rehearsal and their wedding, and they set out calling and emailing vendors to get prices. They make commitments and deposits until sticker shock sets in and jolts them back into reality. They discover it's way more money than they expected to spend, or it's way more money than they have to spend. And since deposits are usually non-refundable, they either lose some money or they run out of money before they complete the want list. Or both happens. Worry and stress abound. Now if you have an unlimited amount of money to spend on your wedding, want away. But for comparison's sake, the national median average for wedding expenses in 2010 was $27,000. That was up from 2008 when it was $22,000. So see, it's far more reasonable, and the perfect place to start is step number 1, to figure out and to know what you can afford to spend based on what you have in the bank, or what you can easily pay off in a reasonable amount of time. Do not go into deep debt for your wedding. But you must start with a firm dollar amount in your wedding nest egg. I guarantee when you do, your stress and your worry about money will be kept to a minimum, and you can still approach your great event with excitement and abandon, because once you know what you have to spend, then your decisions become much more intelligent about everything from the size of your guest list to your menu at the reception. Now, once you have that firm figure, you need to break it down. You should have gotten a copy of my wedding day spending guide when you entered your name and email address. If you did not get that guide, just send an email to info@weddingminister.tv. And by the way, if you have a question you want answered, or if you have a topic that you would like to hear more about on weddingminister.tv, just use that same email address and let me know. So remember, step number 1 in the planning process for your wedding is to determine the amount of money you have to spend on the event. Now getting back to the dollar amount. Once you have a real fixed figure, you need to determine what category gets what money, and you need to track those dollars. The old-fashioned way, which still works very well, is pencil and paper. This is where you can use the wedding day spending guide, and it's free. And it has a breakdown by percentage for each category. Now you may not use every category, say like a videographer. So that means you can spend more in some other category. Another more 21st century way is to use software. Here's a low or no cost approach. Google or Bing a phrase like free wedding budgeting software. You will find enough choices that way to make your head spin, but you really should find something you can use. If you don't mind spending some budgeted money on a first-class, easy-to-use software program, I recommend the #1 wedding software. Even wedding consultants choose it. This wedding software was designed and developed by professionals who were also newlyweds. To get a look at it and even try it for free for 30 days, go to CapeFearWeddingMinister.com, scroll down a bit, and click on the red box with the bride and groom on the front of it, and just take a look at that. And finally, remember, you are engaged. Being engaged is a special phase in your life. It's a time of celebration, anticipation, and love. Do not think of your engagement as a countdown to your special day, but realize that this is a rite of passage that you'll hopefully never ever experience again. So in the next video, I will talk about the ways to make the most of your once and only, never to be repeated engagement. That's it for this edition of WeddingMinister.tv, the only show on the internet pioneered to help you along the road to success, love, and happiness in your life and marriage. I'll see you again soon.